Now, what we want to firstly do is go and obviously have all of our content sitting on our NAS. Now, right here, I'm just going to show you what I've got under my file station, which is essentially like my Windows Explorer. I've got data and I've got Plex. Within my Plex folder, I've got a whole bunch of subfolders. I've got documentaries, I've got family videos, I've got my movies, TV shows, etc. These are all folders containing all of my content, all of my movies, TV shows, home videos, etc., etc. First thing you need to do is you need to get all that content onto your Synology NAS. The great thing is that the Synology NAS is not just a NAS, but it's an application server. So what you can do is you can actually install Plex Media Server onto the NAS directly, point it to all of these folders. It'll then go and sort it, download all the cover art, the descriptions. If you've got TV show seasons 1, 2, 3, 4, it just looks really, really cool. But you need to get your content onto here first. There are ways to do it via an external hard drive and things like that, or over a network share. But I recommend it's better to have all of that content on your Synology NAS first. So we're assuming that you've done that, but you really just upload it, right? Just upload it one by one. Right from here, you can go upload, right? Point to your stuff if you've got it on an external hard drive already or on your computer, and then upload it all into the one location on your Synology NAS. So that's all done, all good, we're happy. Let's go through the next step. In here, you've got Package Center. Package Center is essentially like an app store. This is specific to the Synology NAS, and what we want to look for is Plex. Okay, nice and easy. And there it is, Plex Media Server. Now, if for whatever reason yours doesn't show up when you look for Plex, it may happen. You can do a manual install where you manually go and download the Plex files from the Plex website. You can go straight to the Plex website and download the installer file onto your computer and then browse to that file, upload it, and then it'll actually install via that installer file as opposed to doing it via the App Store. Okay, so that's another way of doing it as well. But we're just going to go nice and easy, Plex into here and select install. It's going to do its thing. It's going to go and download it, and then it'll go and install it. And then what we want to then do is go in and configure Plex Media Server. That is now done. You can open it right through here, or you can go up to here and you got Plex right here. I can also right click on it, add to desktop. So that I've now also got a nice desktop icon right there where I can just easily open it up. Let's go and open it. So once the Plex applications opens up to a separate browser, it is recommended to go and create yourself a Plex account. This is an account where it's going to be essentially tied into your Plex library on your NAS, and it will remember all of your library settings, the configuration, all that sort of stuff. So if you've got an account, great. If you don't, you'll have to go and create a brand new one using one of the services right here. Now, what will happen is it'll open up the Plex software, which is all now done via a web browser. It'll go to the IP address of your NAS, and then the port's been 32400, which is the port that Plex uses. And it gives you a little bit of an overview of essentially how Plex works, runs on the computer or on our NAS, where you keep all your media, scans your media, automatically organizes it, makes it beautiful, play your media on any screen with your favorite Plex app. Now, of course, what we're doing here is we are configuring the Plex Media Server, which is essentially the back end where all of your data is being managed and servicing out to your network, right? We don't want to get too technical, but it's just acting as a server. Then you need a client which talks to the server, okay? So you're going to need a Plex client to be able to go and talk to what you've just configured. So you've got the Plex client available, for example, on your iPhone. You can go and download from the App Store. You can get it on your Apple TV. You can get it on a whole heap of other products. You can get the application on your computer. There's a whole range of places. So just keep that aware. We're not going through how to download and install the client. We're just setting up the back end. So then all you do is you install the client, it scans your network, and it'll go, oh, hey, I found a Plex Media Server, which happens to be on your NAS. Can I connect to it? Yep, cool, connect. And then you can start streaming and doing whatever you want to do. We can now select Got It, and it's going to ask you if you want to do a Plex Pass, enhance your Plex experience with premium features. This is cool. I personally don't use it. You may want to do it if you don't want to. You don't have to subscribe. Plex server is completely free, so we're going to say we don't want to be doing that. Great, we found a server. What do you want to call it? Okay, so I'm just going to be calling it well, my surname being Aguero, let's say Aguero Plex. Allow me to access my media outside my home. So this is in the event where you open up your Plex application on your phone outside of your house. You can set it up so that it goes and reads the content off your NAS at home or in the office. Now consider this though, that means that the data on your Plex environment on your NAS is essentially exposed out to the internet. You have to open up certain security on your firewall, perhaps on your router, to be able to allow that to happen. So keep that in mind. You may not want to do that. In my case, I don't want to do that. I want to keep my NAS secure and internal only, and I'm going to be only using Plex inside my house. Next step is now to organize your media. So now that we've configured the first step of your Plex, remember we saw from the file explorer before, all of the folder structures where all of my content is listed. Now we have to tell Plex where all that stuff is located. So we now want to select add library. And now it's going to ask you what sort of type of library is it. Now here's the great thing is that Plex will identify certain types of media based on the category that you're selecting right here. So if you've got a movies folder, it's going to go and scan the internet across a big directory of all known movies, documentaries, and other things similar to that. Right? So keep that in mind. TV shows will go and scan a TV list, and it will sort it based on seasons 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever it may be. Music for your music, photos for photos. Other videos would be personal stuff. So other videos, I would use that category for home movies, for travel, or anything that's not related to content that you've gotten, say, that has movies, documentaries, TV shows, sports, things like that. So first thing we're going to select is we're going to select movies, and we're going to call it movies. Next, and where is this stuff? Okay, so now I'm going to browse. Now, one thing that you may notice is you're going to go into potentially, this could happen, it may not happen. You can select volume 1, which is your volume. I've got my Plex folder within data, but when I select data, it's actually blank. And that's because once you've installed the Plex software, it's created a Plex user, and that user doesn't have access to the folder data or to the shared data and all the contents within it. So you're going to have to give adequate rights to that Plex user to be able to go and read the contents of that folders to be able to then go and navigate through the directory structure. So if we go back into here, we're going to navigate into main menu, control panel, and shared folders. Here are my folders. You'll see that Plex, it's actually created a new folder called Plex, a new share called Plex. Under data, I'm going to select edit, and under permissions, we want Plex to be able to have access into it. I'm going to say read write. So give the read write access to the Plex user, just to your Plex folder. Now in my case, because it's sitting within another folder, I'm going to do it on the root folder. I'm okay with that. So we're going to say okay to that. And now you'll see that it's now populated it. Okay, so volume 1 data, Plex, and here are my folders, and we've selected movies. So we're going to now select movies. So we're going to say add, okay, add library. So movies is now added. We're now going to add another one. We're going to say TV shows. Next, data, Plex, and TV shows, and add. Cool. The next one that we want to perhaps do is we want to go and do documentaries. Now, documentaries are considered under the movies category. So we're going to go and say add movies. We're going to call this one docos. Browse. We're going to say volume, data, Plex, documentaries, add, and then you just really do that for each other one that you've got within there. Once they're in there, we can select next, get Plex apps, because once this is all configured, go and download all the Plex apps onto your devices to be able to go and do that. Done. Docos, movies, travel videos, and TV shows. Yep, we're fine with that. Finish setup. That's now scanning a bunch of stuff. Now I don't have too much stuff in this particular NAS here, but you'll see it's already started to go and download the cover art, for example. I'm a bit of a Star Wars fan, Indiana Jones. So it's already created my nice little category right here. Movies, docos, travel, TV. You can click on plus Aguero Plex and add all of your other library types right here. And that is now really ready to go. So you can now go and download the software onto your computers, onto your devices. So your devices should now be able to scan your network as long as your Synology NAS and your other devices are in the same network range. You should be able to see it all. If you've got issues seeing it, there could be issues on your firewall, on your router. You may have to go and troubleshoot that a little bit, but that's really the basic steps right there. Thanks again. We'll see you next time.